Okay, hello. Are we live? It seems so. It seems that we are live. So if you're here, you can write something in the chat. So I just created here a little stream because I want to progress on the main game UI. I have restructured a little bit our program. I have written a lot more tests. So by test, yeah, so far every test is passed. Last time I did trying to test for the GUI definitions, which are not yet fully fleshed out, but it's starting. I have a test for initializing game run with every GUI. And now I think we should go and write a better setup game window. So when the GUI actually starts running, it initializes pygame and sets up a game window, which is here just as a function call with no return value, but it should return something because pygame displays set caption. Set caption does nothing, but pygame here, pygame display set mode returns a surface which is stored in self game window. I might as well return it as a surface. I might as well return it as a surface. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to have this surface. Yeah, maybe in the self thing. So let's call it game window surface. And then return game window surface. So setup game window will return something. Let's call it game window surface. So let's see if everything is running still. Yeah, it's good. So the tests are okay. Oh, hello, Prior Control Trooper. Riot Control. Riot Control Trooper. Do you have lots of Riot Control assignments right now? in America. And controlling BLM riots. Well, so let's I don't have a test for this function, so let's see what we could write about what we could write as a test. So in test game, this is testing GUI initialization. Oh, no, not GUI initialization, game initialization. It's testing basically that this game class could run through the init, which runs successfully no matter what GUI we give it. Yeah, it's a name. Yeah, no, I was just joking. Ah, Furkan, hello. Listening in the background while I'm coding for work. Ah, yeah, good. So this setup game window actually interacts with a few GUI parameters like game window title or game window height and width and flags and window background color, and it relies on a GUI being a GUI is another class which is attached to the GUI attribute of game. And I'm not sure if I should have this GUI as an external argument, so I could give it every GUI, or whether I should just repeat this. I guess I could repeat it. Or maybe I don't know what's better programming, whether I should pass the GUI as an external argument, or whether I should create a new game instance. Because ultimately I want to test that my game runs with every GUI. So for every GUI I would have to create a game instance. I don't know, it doesn't really matter much. I will try just to write a test. What is it called? Test GUI test setup game window, right? Test setup game window. so we can pretty much reuse this code, although I hate reusing a code, but it's not really like copy pasting code is a bad practice. I'm not, maybe it's not just game GUI, maybe it's yeah, it's a bad practice. I will not do this. So this is not only test GUI init, but this is test game GUI in a more general GUI init. Hello, oh, hello, Spooked. You're asking how's life been treating you? Oh, very nicely so far. I can't complain. It's a little bit stressful these days because we are moving from one apartment in another, and the day after tomorrow we go to vacation, so it's being interrupted, and there is many things to take care of. It's quite demanding, but it's okay. So tests if a game session, so tests, test game with GUI, tests. Hello, Dark Cosmic. Yeah, thanks, guys. I'm fine so far. So starting today, I am on a 3 weeks vacation, well, 2 weeks vacation and 1 week off work because there is too little work. So yes, so 1 week we are going on vacation with my girlfriend, and the other weeks I will probably have to do a lot of work in the apartment. I just have a noon break now because you can't drill in around noon time, not to disturb people. So I just came back home to my old apartment and program a little. So here we are testing test game init. Now test game setup game window. And in this case we don't really need setup game window. So it has a no return here. So if we go basically we want to see if it returns a pygame surface, right? So we say something like a game instance equals this, and then game instance is this. Ah, well, hello. A long time no see. So now we go game instance, setup game window, and we must assert that type game instance game window is pygame surface, and of course type we write like this. So that it let's run the tests. Test often. Ah yeah, pygame is not defined. Yeah, that's true. Pygame was not defined in the import pytest import pygame. Okay, here we go. Passed. Excellent. Look at this. And maybe you didn't see it, but I saw some UIs flashing up. I mean, some black surfaces flashing up. Maybe we should make a little bit of pause. Ah, we need pygame in it. Ah, yeah. We certainly need pygame in it. Oh, do we? Maybe we don't. Ah, we do. We actually do. Because here, before I call the setup game window, I call pygame in it, and that should actually also be called here. Yeah. Okay, wait. I'm not familiar too much with the PyTest thing, but I think that there are like PyTest test classes. So far I've been writing only PyTest functions, but I believe they also allow you to define classes. However, what's a class then? It's maybe not really necessary, because a class is the whole module. The whole module is a test class, so okay. Okay, but so far it seems that our setup game window function works. Even with the most malicious GUI, I have set up a malicious GUI which has a extreme high resolution thing. Like this is where I define GUIs. So the idea of this Tetris implementation is that you can use it. You can modify the GUIs. You can use various setups for the game. You can choose basically your position of the play field and the statistics which you want to show or not show. So I allow the players and programmers to define their own GUI as an instance of a GUI class, or a data class in this. So the default GUI is just whatever the class GUI has as default, but for debugging purposes I will want to use a slightly different GUI. So I will be changing the class options a little bit. I'll be changing them around. And malicious is like the extreme type of GUI where you kind of simulate a programmer trying to basically break the thing by defining a nonsensical GUI, and the tests I've written so far for the GUI have lots of checks for sanity, whether the GUI is defined in a sane and theoretically usable way. So that's why it has so many asserts here. Hello, Nathaniel. Welcome. So, and this GUI is then loaded is then loaded and the game is run with it. Now we should now so far we have covered the game init and this function setup game window, which is not yet complete, but this function will build up a little in the course of programming, and the run GUI as well. But I haven't written tests yet, and actually I want to try test-driven development for myself, because I've never really done test-driven development, but I think it's a good idea. So usually you're supposed to first write the test and then write the code as long as or until the test is passed and fulfilled. So only League. Hello. You say your Oblivion videos are the best. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like them. Nathaniel says, how is your foray into crypto going? Well, I can't complain, can I? Bitcoin shot up by roughly 2,000, and I have some other cryptocurrencies like Ether, Litecoin, and some, I think, Algorand, which also gained a lot in the past month. So so far so good. And I think I've been discussing this with my girlfriend recently. We should maybe buy a little more, because I heard some rumors and estimates that Bitcoin is facing the final resistance before creeping up to 15,000. So even if it's crazy expensive now, it still might still be advisable to buy a little bit more. Maybe just to sell it later, but in Germany it's a little bit unfortunate that if you buy and sell within a year, like between buy and sell, if there has been less than a year, you have to pay like a crazy tax for your winnings, something around 25-30% tax. So I'm not sure, whatever. But cryptos are fine, and I think I have no reason not to believe the predictions I read earlier at the beginning of the year, that before the end of 2020 Bitcoin will have a value of around $20,000. So that's I think it's a reasonable assumption. I think it will go even further up. So I'm glad that I bought into it. Anyway, let's write a test for this run GUI. That's what we need right now. Look at this. Basically, I'm not sure if I should have like loops inside functions, or have functions inside loops. I don't know. Yeah, maybe this is the good way. Anyway, assert type. So okay, then we will execute run GUI, and I wonder if it will be good, because it would want to set up the GUI twice. I'm not sure that's a good idea, but let's see. Ah, yeah, but it went well. It went rather well. Let's see again. And I don't see any two instances of the game window, so this is the game window without border, which can't be moved. And this is the crazy 8K resolution game window, the malicious window. So far the test is running well. So, oh, hello Hugo and Swampy. Ah, hey Swampy. And Tom. He says, I should have bought Link when it was under $1. Ah, yeah, I'm not familiar with Link. But yeah, it's always, you can't predict. Like a friend of mine has bought, what was it called, melon, like this melon fruit, melon things, just for shits and giggles, because he liked how it's called, like the Tolkien phrase to open the door of Moria, this pedomelon amina. So this melon, he bought it when it was like super cheap, I think under $1, no, or something for around $5 or $6. And now I believe melon is what, a lot more, I think. I mean, it multiplied since then. I don't even know how. Anyway, it's he gained a lot of value there. Money-wise, not too much, because he only bought a few, but still was crazy. Anyway, I don't want to be distracted too much. So it seems that GUI is running, but what we need now is that when the GUI is running, we have pygame waiting in this while loop. Actually, we should assert that it sets pygame running to true. That maybe assert pygame running is true. Wait, am I doing the right thing? No, I am not. I'm not doing the right thing. This is nonsense. Because the next line will be, the next line under this thing will be interpreted once the run GUI function ends. And this run GUI function will end when pygame running is false. Yeah, so I don't really know how to test inside this loop, but I could test the leaving of it. I could test to leave it by injecting a key press event into the pygame queue. Nathaniel says, pause the video. Post the video. Would be careful with buying more right now. The markets are very up, so you don't want to be caught if it dumps. Congratulations, you gained so far though. Okay. Hello Theo Sindraj. Big fan from South Africa. Oh. How do you say? Goedemiddag. If you speak Afrikaans. Baie groete. Is it? Like best regards, greetings. I don't remember much of Afrikaans. It's been years since I've spoken Afrikaans. No, but okay, so we have game running and let's see if we can inject. But how the hell do I inject? How do I inject some events into the pygame queue? Do I need something like parallel processing or this? And Thomas just wanted to say thank you for hours and hours of content you've provided. Yeah, well, thanks, and you're welcome. But so far, I'm not sure if this next line gets ever executed. You know, something like if I say assert false, then it will. Yeah, it only got executed once I have quit the game run. So maybe I maybe I don't need it to be such a something like a context manager. I don't know. Oh no. I have no idea how to. I have read something like pygame unit test for pygame. Unit testing for pygame, and this best options, he said, mock patch portions of your game and pygame that you are testing your code against. Fastest to execute, gives cleanest separation of tested concerns, doesn't require pygame to open a window because you mocked it, remember? Event injection. So if you use the event queue 100%, you can inject events into the queue to simulate user input. But how? Works great with keyboard and mouse. I know I don't need anything more than a keyboard, but I haven't tested Windows events. That's okay. Create pygame event objects and put them into the queue. Pygame event post. Okay. This is accurate and simple to implement. Reuses existing game code. You will have to keep your mouse and keyboard still during testing and will open a pygame window. It's not as efficient as mocking parts of your game. Require fine-tuned event handling with the event queue. You can't use more simple pygame key and pygame mouse modules. Yeah, this is a little bit daunting. So create pygame event objects. And pygame event post. So how do I exactly hook into this while loop? How exactly do I hook into this? Nagi says, your videos are being used in the ASMR channel. A lot of people like your soothing voice. Have you ever thought creating an ASMR playlist? No, I haven't. I'm not much into it. Now you say the character creation video is how you found me, yeah. So I don't really know how to do this. Maybe I need to program myself my own hook into the run GUI routine so that I give it some possibility to harken back for some injected events or something. I don't know. I know that there is a bidirectional communication can be established from something like yield from. Tom says gigs is also pretty relaxing. Oh yeah, gigs. Gigs is how I started streaming because I liked him so much. I liked his Morrowind streams. Naki ASMR video has over 141k views. Ah, well. You can inject events into the queue to simulate user input. Ah, wait. I can... Ha! You know what? I can... Maybe I can program a little hook here and say, like, if testing, and I say testing is a bool and normally is false, and if it's testing, then I will say we yield pygame. Is that possible? We yield the pygame object? Yield pygame. No, but then we will not be able to write into it, right? Like, I will yield it to the test module, but how will I reach down from the test module into the GamePy module and modify the event queue? Wait, maybe like this. Maybe yield. If testing, then yield, and run GUI, and I say testing is true, so it should yield. And then I say something like Game, pygame, event, pygame, event, post. It wants an event. This is usually used for placing user events on the queue, although any type of event can be placed if using system types. Should create standard attributes with appropriate. Okay. Pygame user event, okay. So I use DuckDuckGo. Yeah, I'm trying to get off Google. I think Google is too invasive to privacy. But there are things I can't go around, like Google Mails, Google Maps, keep notes. I mean, so too many things. But anyway. So how does a pygame event look like? Event object is as a type and dictionary. Event type identifier. For user-created event objects, this is the type argument. For example, some predefined event identifiers are quit and mouse motion. Yeah. Wait, I don't like this thing. To duplicate first. Enjoy ball motion, key down, key up. So, anyone has experience with these things actually do? While testing yield, a yield control. Let's see. Let's test something simpler first. So it yields control, and I say game new utter equals something, and then I assert game new attribute. Let's see if it passed. It passed. Okay. So what if I go Python import pygame and I say pygame user event? Okay, so it has this idea. User event is just a integer. Yeah. It's a normal integer. So let me check my last take on this. I think I had some custom user events created in the master branch. Yeah, here I had something like user event +0 +1. Okay, I had some events created. So tick was my user event, and drop step was my user event. How do I search here? User game +1. So here people are creating themselves some user events +1, 2, 3, 4, like enter, exit, blur, focus, click. Yeah, so it seems that you can just define new constants. So maybe we can do something similar here. So Matthew, hello, and Johanna, hello. Happy to see that you're doing fine and that you are doing something in your life that makes you feel a bigger sense of purpose. I did similar things with video games myself. Yeah. Yeah, actually, I'm still gaming a lot. I'm just gaming in my small breaks, you know. I just switch on and I have this mobile Tetris game. I had a hard time finding one which has no advertisements and is for free on Android, but I found one. If you're interested in playing Tetris, I can link it to you. You will not find it on Google Play because it's completely non-commercial, but it's called Tetra Classic, and I think you can get it from this APK download thing. So you have to, yeah. It looks so it's absolutely free and no ads, and it runs offline if need be. and you can you must allow install apps from not trusted sources, but I play this a lot. It has some getting used to, because it's touch controlled Tetris and it's like weird for Tetris, but I play that a lot. So like whenever I have a like few minutes waiting before the microwave has warmed up the food, or I don't know, a large file is being read or something, I often play this. And I really haven't found any other Android Tetris implementation which would not bother you with some ads or wouldn't be commercial. This is really a great thing. So now that we have this testing hook, we should use it. So pygame event post, let's see, custom type, make a custom type, reserves a user event. Okay, so let's duplicate this and see if there is any custom types examples. Ah, yeah, look at this. So this is how you create events: ship spawn, fire event, fire and die event, explode debris event. Good. So let's create such a event type just for testing purposes. So once we have yielded from the testing hook, we might doing something more meaningful than this thing and say instead pygame event custom type and this will be our test event. Oops. And then just assert test event and see what it does. It passed, which is good news actually. So Matthew said, really glad to see you return. Hope you're keeping well. A real nice corner of YouTube you've built. Ah, thanks. I was named Hamzer back in the day. Well, I don't remember your nickname, but welcome, Matthew. So Riot Control says, when you said you installed Linux on your laptop, which distribution you used? Ah, it's like the vegan distribution everybody talks about when you're using it, you know. It's Artix. It's Artix Linux. It's a variant of Arch Linux, but it has no systemd. So I have this run it variant. Artix has variant with S6 and open something and run it, and I picked the one with run it, and it's really good. I actually do a lot of programming directly on the laptop or through a SSH session on the Linux laptop, and I'm programming this Tetris to be compatible no matter the platform. So I want actually to run it on my Linux mainly, and I like in the far future I want to I want to basically even stream from Linux environment and do all my work in Linux, because Windows, there is not much I use Windows for now. The only thing I use Windows for is my expenses, because I have this weird commercial expense software, which but it's pretty sophisticated. It allows you to kind of log in into your online bank account and do transfers and retrieve account information of your transactions and some things like that. And for tax declaration, I need Windows, because there is like tax declaration helper software which I use, and that's about it. Well, and I happen to use Windows for serving multimedia content for the home TV. So yeah, but it could as well might as well be serving it from Linux. Yeah, that's but it's not yet ripe to have it like this, to have it all on Linux. Like migration to Linux is not yet here. So we have successfully created a test event. Now let's inject that test event into the event queue. So let's see if it's possible. Assert test event, and so so this will be game pygame event post test event. Is that true? Is that how you do it? Pygame event post event. Aha. Okay. So it's not as easy. So it must be event pygame quit. Okay. Well, let's actually, yeah. Test event. Event equals. Okay. So we have a what is happening? Okay. Hello guys, he says just watching my reaction to the dragon in Riften. Yeah, it was really so genuine. Or it was like my first encounter with a dragon. It was nice in Skyrim. I didn't see much of Skyrim Let's Plays before, and it was nice. So, hello Zinok. Okay, so we have a test event created. We have custom type event, and we create an event. So we test it in the master game pygame event test event, and then we post test event into the event queue. And then we continue running GUI again, I believe. That's what we do. And the GUI should stay open then. Let's try. No. Dang. Why not? How do you continue after yield? Okay, so it's maybe there is something about yield I don't understand. I think there was something like yield from. Not a generator, okay. Element in not a generator, okay. My generator, yield. Okay, we know this. Why yield from? So when a new feature is introduced in programming language, also is necessary. Generator I in range 10, yield I, yield J. Let's say we want to split this generator into two generators, so we reuse them somewhere, okay. Generator 2 is this, generator 3 is this, and generator, okay. No, this is not what I read somewhere that this is some sort of bidirectional thing. Here the explanation that yield from G is equivalent for V did not even begin to do justice. What yield from is about here. So yield from establishes a transparent bidirectional connection between the caller and the subgenerator. That's exactly what I need. So I have a generator here, yield something, read from a file, whatever, yield. Yeah. Reader wrapper, manually iterate. Produced by G and G is wrap. Okay. So they called a reader. Okay. One, two, three, four. Okay. Instead of manually iterating over reader, we can just yield from it. Reader wrapper, yield from. This works, and we eliminated a line of code. Okay, probably the intent is a little bit clearer, but not. Sending data to a generator using yield from. So, sending data to a generator. Basically, now our run GUI functions as a generator because it has a yield point. And we need something which writes data. That writes data, send it to FD, file descriptor, socket, etc. While true. Ah, look at this. So he's programmed a writer which does nothing but yield. Aha. And then prints whatever it is reached. Okay. And writer wrapper is a coroutine. Writer wrapper. Wrap send none. Prime the coroutine. Okay. Wow. Wow, this is amazing. So maybe this is just what I need. Do you find how live stream helps when programming? Have you heard of rubber duck debugging? Yes, rubber duck debugging I've heard of, but I don't think it really helps me. If anything, then it distracts me, but that's maybe okay. I mean, yeah, essentially talking problems out loud, just as if you would explaining them to the rubber duck on your table. Yeah, it helps really, because it helps you to distance yourself from the code and like see it with somewhat fresher eyes. I think Nagidal has a look to PC setup in his about. Oh yeah, I do have. I haven't. I thought I have. Well, nothing special. I mean, it's a 6-year-old PC. No, but I should try this. I should definitely try this coroutine wrapper. So let's try this thing ourselves. Let's try it somewhere. We will open something like a name of pi. Okay. So but it takes a coroutine argument, eh? Okay. So we instantiate, or we okay. Hello, Barkas. Yeah, it's a Unicomp keyboard. Here, DefDan. Hello. How are you dealing with the probability distribution issue? Will you rely on pseudo-random ints or incorporate somewhat Mersenne approach to this? DefDan, you'll be hopefully happy to hear that I have implemented an interface to the random org which generates true randomness from atmospheric noise, and it sends random integers, truly random integers, and so I want to have it as an option, as an optional thing. Like one of my generators is a random.org. Like in this implementation of Tetris, I can choose different sources of randomness. One, the easiest, is like this Python random int function, which generates pseudo random, and then I want to have some more random generators which can be given a seed, for example, for tournaments when people want to compare their performance in Tetris. So they want to play the same randomness, so the same seed basically of random tiles. And then there is this option to have true randomness with random.org. So I really care a lot about true randomness in this Tetris, because I'm playing Tetris on this mobile device, and yeah, it feels random, but sometimes I feel like I'm not so sure if it's truly random. So this Tetris will be truly random if it's so, if users want. I mean, they can use a different random source, but I have a whole thing here in like this. What is this? Tests. Like I have this generators, and one generator is random org, and one is the normal Python. So it's a whole generators module, and you can basically program and implement your own generator as long as it has a pop function. It can be imported by the Absolute Tetris engine and be used in an actual game. So you can basically write your own generator, but to do random org, you actually don't need. It's already implemented. So yeah, that is some little thing I'm proud of. But why does this not exactly work? So because we need to implement this thing. Okay, the wrapper needs to accept the data that it's sent to it. And should also handle the stop iteration when the for loop evidently just doing so for x in coro. Just doing for x in coro yield x won't do. Here is a version that works. Okay, so I think I've done this before, but okay. So we need to implement a little more sophisticated wrapper. So So let's see, write a wrapper. We say coroutine send none. And then so capture the value that's sent. Really? Ah, I see. I see. So writer waits what I give him, assigns it to W and prints it. Okay. And this wrapper also waits what I send him, assigns it to X, and tells the coroutine to send X. Yeah. Except stop iteration. So this should do, and this is where yield from comes to shine, because it saves you all this code. So let's check this out. Let's check this out. So we have a writer, we have a writer wrapper. And do we need this? Look at this. Look at this. It actually works now. Leonardo, hello. And Ticker, hello, welcome. Greetings. So, this is amazing now. So we still need to initialize. So what if we don't prime the coroutine here? What will happen? Okay, can't send non value to just start a generator. Okay, so it needs to be really primed. Okay. Wow, so this is awesome. And all this code we wrote can be easily done by yield from coroutine. That's like magic. So let's comment it and say yield from coroutine, and it still works. Wow. And then so we have a two-way communication. Is it true? Like in the pygame case, this writer is basically our pygame, and our test environment is our writer wrapper. Oh, yeah, we will define a wrapper in the test environment, and we will use it in a test function. So I'm beginning to understand this. A ticker says, I used to be called Louis on YouTube. Yeah. I remember you. Hello. I am in the process of writing a genetic algorithm for using Python for my PhD, so it's nice to be able to follow what you're doing now. Wow, genetic algorithm. That's something what well, I'm not sure if I go genetic algorithm like, or if I do more some sort of machine learning, but it's I don't understand the connection there. Maybe there is some connection. Anyway, once I have implemented some sort of Tetris thing, I want to see if I can make the computer learn playing Tetris just by not telling him the rules, but you know, like artificial intelligence learning Tetris just by trying every possible move and seeing what works best. And then I can have differently trained AIs compete in playing Tetris with each other. So stuff like that. That's what I'm kind of aiming at in the long run. But first I want to implement Tetris, because I think implementing your own Tetris is better than just relying on some sort of Tetris implementation and trying to work with screen recognition while in your own implementation. You could have hooks for communicating with your machine learning algorithms from within the Tetris engine, which is probably quicker and more efficient than just doing some screen recognition procedures. But yeah, that's a great to hear that you are doing some PhD in computer science. Joanna says, quick, somewhat weird question. What's your nationality? Always wondered. Well, officially my nationality is German. I have lived as a German national in Czech Republic or Czechoslovakia, later Czech Republic, and later my parents and our family moved to Germany because we had more family members of German nationality. So we lived in Germany since then. So yeah, my Czech was my mother tongue, so I might have some West Slavic accent. And so for what you would need some type of optimization strategy. So for that you would need some type of optimization strategy, and for that you would need some quantitative measure what's good and what's bad. Yeah, fitness. Yeah, I didn't really meddle with machine learning. Really, I know that it's all about like defining some abstract functions and their derivations and finding some optimums, and that's basically machine learning. But maybe maybe artificial intelligence is still something else than just machine learning, and neural nets. So I don't know. As I said, it's too early for me to go into it. I just want to first implement a Tetris, which I would like to first understand Tetris from the program perspective, like how does the computer actually play, or how does one, because implementing a Tetris is not as easy. I mean, it's maybe it may be less complicated than implementing chess or Go or whatever, but it's something I want first think. And can pygame be used to make a GUI? Yes, and it can, and that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a Tetris implementation which can be run either with a GUI, with a pygame GUI, or it can be run, if no GUI is defined, then it will run with no GUI, but it's currently empty. You know, it does nothing. Currently, I'm focusing on the GUI part, but basically the GUI will also the GUI I'm programming is also nothing but a class, and the game session is nothing but a class, and they communicate with the Tetris core engine, which I'm yet to program, but or yet to flesh out. So far, I have just a configuration and some rough GUI specification. But once I have programmed a real Tetris engine, it will not matter anymore whether a pygame is communicating with it through some pygame UI, or whether it will be a purely machine learning, no GUI communication with the Tetris engine, just to generate pieces and move pieces around and do some checks. So that is the intention, and that is also the reason why I'm doing my own Tetris implementation. And you say, if you were to implement machine learning, you would probably need a large amount of data to act as your training set, I guess. Yes, definitely. And another reason for writing my own Tetris is that I can log every game, you know, and store it. I can store gigabytes and terabytes of data of Tetris sessions, and then feed it to a machine learning process, and he can extract whatever knowledge he can gain from it. So this Tetris will have a logger which will log every movement, every position, every key press, or virtual key press, or whatever. So I want to do exactly that. And yeah. Or I could go the evolutionary way. Maybe I just could not log anything and just have an AI be some genetic algorithm which would play and maybe measure, have a population of algorithms and have them play for, I don't know, let's say 10 minutes. Each of them play 10 minutes, and the best algorithms which happen to generate the highest score will propagate and may somehow propagate the genetic information and the parameters of the genome, create a new AI, spawn an offspring, and the new AI would then see if it can make even higher score and so on. Yeah, I kind of get the idea how it's where this is heading, but yeah. But as I said, I mean, this is the long shot, you know. I mean, we are not there yet. I want first to have a Tetris engine and a simple GUI just for me to play with and test things. And when I see that the Tetris engine is working well enough and is bug free, then I want to have some automated play. If you ever get to doing some ML shenanigans, you'll have to let me know how you get on with it, as I've been toying with the idea of adding some machine learning elements to my algorithm. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't think it will happen this year, or I mean, I'm taking it with my slow take on it. You know, it's a long process for me. I have a full-time job which is not programming, so sadly I can't do much then. And most free time I spend running the household and somehow doing family stuff with my girlfriend, and so I have really not so much time to get into it really deep and really quick, but I'm trying. Anyway, we were looking at the yield from two-way communication. So we have a coroutine, and now he says exception handling. Let's make it more complicated. What if our writer needs to handle exceptions? Let's say writer handles spam exception and prints if it encounters one. Okay, let's do this. So writer while true, try this. Except spam exception, in which case it will print, yes, something like this. Okay, it should still run though, no? Yeah, it does. Okay, what if we don't change writer wrapper? Does it work? Let's try. So writer wrapper is same as above, and we have send none, and for I in. Okay, let's do why does he have okay. Okay, so let's see, wrap. It's a throw thing, okay. If I equals spam photo. So we actually send the spam exception down to the writer, and writer should, or is it what we, wait a moment. Okay, so yeah, let's run this and see if this, it actually runs. Why doesn't it? Why did he show that it? Does this work? Let's try expected result. I get the expected result, dude. It's not working because X yield just erases the exception and everything comes to a crushing halt. Wait, what? Why does my example work and his example doesn't work? Oh, Yugoslavenka, it's been such a long time. I'm glad to see you after 3 years. Yeah, hope that you will be here more often. Yeah, I don't know, not in the next time. Like the next week I'm on, or starting pretty much Tuesday, I'm on vacation. So tomorrow I'll be on vacation for a week. And then, well, we will see. There's a lot to do. Me and my girlfriend are moving to another apartment, so we have a lot to do with preparing it. And now it's just a lunch break where I'm not supposed to drill any holes for a few hours, so I just sat down and stream. But yeah, and how is life treating you, Yugoslavenka? How are you doing? Any new crafting projects? My girlfriend is also a little bit into well, not so much crafting, but she likes to knit. She has some knitting projects going on and a little bit of sewing with a sewing machine. So she's trying that, and so I know you have had some more artistic crafting, if I remember correctly. We are more practical here. So what exactly, why is this raising, except it's not working because x just raises the exception. Yeah, this thing, yeah, okay, it's not working. So yeah, okay, it's not working because he's actually using this thing. So does this, yeah. So yeah, basically, so yield from is absolutely awesome. Yield from is exactly what we need to inject things into the pygame queue, and it works with the yield from keyword. Because if I do this, then it will not be running. Yeah. And because I have also yeah, exactly. Right, so yield from coroutine does the thing. So this is excellent thing, right? A wrapper. So now let's try to implement something with our in our test environment. So we have a minimal thing, we have a thing, and actually I started to have test helpers. And maybe I should have a so basically it will be just yield from coroutine there. It's very simple. Why is my printer doing this? I don't know. You said, Hugo Slavenka, I'm fine. Crafting is on pause now. I'm focused on other projects at the moment. I watched new Nagilog and I'm very happy that you find Mrs. Nagilog. Yeah. And all positive live updates. Yes, yes. Yeah, we are happy. It's working good. Thanks. So test helper has this coroutine, and now we just need a hook in our game. If testing, then we say something like a test input is whatever is yielded down to this. Is that right? Okay, yeah, it's probably right. So is there some typing coroutine thing? Oh yeah. But coroutine has the await thing. Okay. Maybe it's more of a generator. Yeah, let's see. that we will, the awaitable type is pygame event, maybe. Pygame event. Event. So test input is yield. That's the same as in this is yield, and then I can do whatever I want with the test input. I should have a maybe some exception handling. Does this really make sense? Doesn't make much sense really. To catch errors here, I don't think I need this. Test input is yield, and then yield from coroutine. Pygame wrapper. So I will need pygame wrapper. So for the test, module. It's test helper pygame wrapper. It's running like this, right? Then it needs to be primed. Event, and then I actually yeah, but then it has event get. Okay, I see. So then it sends down this test event. Okay, so I will say wrapper send test event, and these things post test event. Excellent. So it should, in theory, as far as I understand, work. Did we send a test event? Let's try this. Ay. Okay, what's happening here? Typing coroutine actual 1, expected 3, too few parameters from typing coroutine. Okay. Well, you know what? I don't know how to type this. I think that the The output is still none. Well, it's not really none. It's still okay. Well, we will see. So, but we got less errors. Invalid syntax. Pygame wrapper line 93 in test helper. That's possible. Yeah. Okay. Test event is not defined. Yeah, now this is a good error. It means that it mostly works. Yes, of course, test event is not defined. Obviously, it's not defined because we didn't call it test event. We called it test input. Test event here, but in game we had test input and this should be it. Yeah, it passed, which is good news. However, it wasn't really what we have wanted, right? Because we sent a test event and the test event wasn't to quit the game. Well, testing is true. If event is in get, okay, if event type. Why doesn't it run for forever? Why doesn't it run forever, I wonder? Here it doesn't run forever. This is most peculiar. Game run GUI. Yeah, okay. I don't know, we had this running during a test. Instance run GUI. Why does it not stay there? It used to stay there. I have it in the stream. Actually, maybe I should see what I had previously there. Game instance running. This is the before. Okay, this is me writing the hook. Game instance run GUI. So why but I had the code the same I like I have now. Yeah. And pygame was let's comment this out. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Okay. Well, I don't know what's the cause, but obviously it doesn't like that we have this test hook. If I run it without the test hook, if I don't implement the test hook, then it runs as expected with where it hangs in the infinite game loop and waits for me to send an event. This is the second kind of GUI, and this is the third GUI, and then it proceeds with a test. But I don't know what's happening here. Why I can't have a yield. Maybe there is a layer of PyTest things going on, some PyTest mechanics testing in between. I will need to read up on this and see if I can figure out what to do here with how to conduct the proper testing. But it should be enough for today. I will see you next time. I have to take something to eat and continue my work on in the new apartment. So thanks you for your chatting and presence here, and we'll see each other next time. Hopefully I'll have a solution to this communication between running pygame and running a test session. So thanks for watching. See you next time.